Hey, besties.
Hey,
Welcome back for another episode of the Hello Bestie podcast. I'm Maggie.
I'm Tashima.
And we're getting into some more Halloween stuff this week.
Getting spooky.
Ooh.
You did a really good job.
I did do a really good job.
That was really good.
Pat on the back. All right, so Tima's going to get us kicked off with a little Halloween short story.
So this is a book. It's called Scary Stories. So this is a book that I used to read, I want to say in elementary school.
Okay.
They had it at the school library, and I would just check it out all the time. It's a series of 3, and just trying to get back to the story I was going to read. And it basically just has these very short, scary stories.
Okay.
So the story that I am going to read today is The Girl Who Stood on a Grave. Some boys and girls were at a party one night. There was a graveyard down the street, and they were talking about how scary it was. "Don't ever stand on a grave after dark," one of the boys said. "The person inside will grab you. He'll pull you under." "That's not true," one of the girls said. "It's just a superstition." "I'll give you $1 if you stand on a grave," said the boy. "A grave doesn't scare me," said the girl. "I'll do it right now." The boy handed her his knife. "Stick this knife in one of the graves," he said. "Then we'll know you were there." The graveyard was filled with shadows and was quiet as death. "There's nothing to be scared of," the girl told herself, but she was scared anyway. She picked out a grave and stood on it. Then quickly she bent over, plunged the knife into the soil, and she started to leave, but she couldn't get away. Something was holding her back. She tried a second time to leave, but she couldn't move. She was filled with terror. "Something's got me!" she screamed, and she fell to the ground. When she didn't come back, the others went to look for her. They found her body sprawled across the grave. Without realizing it, she had plunged the knife through her skirt and had pinned it to the ground. It was only the knife that held her. She died of fright.
You read this in elementary school?
Yeah.
When you first said that, I was like, all right,
Yeah.
this is going to be mellow.
They're so good.
Damn.
Yeah, I remember those books. It's like so dear to my heart. I mean, we already know Halloween, October, it is literally my spirit. I love everything about it. I live in this genre of life. 365.
Wow. I really did not think that was going to take that dark of a turn.
It's good, right?
A, so fast.
Yeah, they're very short.
And B, period, because you said that you checked this out in elementary school.
Mm-hmm. That's good stuff.
Damn, that was good. That was a little dark.
This is like Are You Afraid of the Dark before Are You Afraid of the Dark was a thing.
Apparently so. I used to be scared as hell of Are You Afraid of the Dark when I was younger.
Them.
As soon as they lit that fire, I was like, whoop, whoop, whoop. I'm like, change the channel, not for me. So I have a couple little Halloween Did You Knows fun facts. Mm-hmm. And speaking of knives, did you know, maybe you can verify if this is a thing, in Germany, it's tradition for people to hide their knives on Halloween night.
I didn't know that.
It says the goal is to prevent returning spirits from getting injured.
Interesting.
You have to ask your mom about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds weird.
Mm-hmm. Did you know that Harry Houdini died on Halloween?
No.
So obviously he was a famous, huge magician, illusionist. So of course people think that there's some little like skepticism on that. It was due to like health complications, but people are like, you know.
Didn't he die during a show, or am I thinking of somebody else?
I don't know. It just says that he died on Halloween night.
Spooky.
So some women used to use Halloween as a chance to find themselves a husband.
Yes, queen.
So they would do a couple of things. They would throw apple peel slices over their shoulder.
I thought you meant like sexy costumes. I did not think this was like a...
No, not at all.
Or a rabbit foot under your bed to have a baby type thing.
That's exactly what it was, yeah.
Oh.
So they would throw apple peels over their shoulders with the hopes of an initial forming wherever it landed. Oh. And they would also light candles, and they would light a candle in front of a mirror in a dark room, hoping to see the face of their future lover. Can you imagine doing that and hoping that you see a face when you do that?
No, I would automatically assume that Bloody Mary is going to come out and get me.
Facts. Just don't mess around with that. That's why you're reading that story with that girl. I'm like, she effed around and found out.
Yeah, she did. On her own.
On her own. Candy corn used to be called chicken feed.
Makes sense.
The guy that created it, his name was George Benninger. And when he first started selling them, he deemed the candy as chicken feed, but they soon renamed it candy corn after World War I.
Okay. Makes that, yeah, sounds better.
It does sound a lot better.
Good marketing strategy.
Facts. So in terms of Halloween treats, Reese's Cups were voted America's favorite candy.
I agree. I concur.
Any guess what America's least favorite candy was?
Candy corn.
Not candy corn. It's close on there. But circus peanuts.
Oh, I saw the funniest thing. It was a meme where it basically says, you know, candy corn gets all the bad rap, but whatever the F these shits are called, they go through every Halloween and get no smoke.
They look gross.
Yeah, it's like...
Have you ever tasted one?
No.
I've never tasted one. I don't know what it tastes like. They don't look appetizing at all.
That peanut thing and those weird taffy candies in the black and orange wrappers, those go on those things that you just didn't eat. Like, I automatically would have assumed that's the candy where the razor blades are.
See, I did taste the little black and orange things before. I tasted the orange one first, not knowing what it was.
Ugh.
And then I tasted the black thing just to be sure that it was different from the orange
Never eaten one in my life, and I never will.
You're not missing anything.
There's
it's some
nothing
kind
on the
of
wrapper.
weird
It's super
taffy
sus.
flavor. It is very sus.
Like, of all the candy I have in this bag, these two things, black and orange with no writing on it, has got to be the sus candy.
It's like the cheap thing to get from the store when people just want something to give out.
Don't bother. Turn your porch light off if that's the case. Like, if it's either get these or don't participate, don't participate. Nobody likes it. It's disgusting.
So, speaking of trick-or-treating and porch lights, so the tradition of trick-or-treating originated from the medieval English practice of souling. Says during souling, children would go door to door on All Souls Day to pray for the deceased loved ones of the residents in exchange for food.
Whoa.
And they didn't start giving out candy for trick-or-treating until the 1950s. They used to give out food, fruits, like little random things like that.
But
and then
kids would pray.
Kids would pray, yeah.
So where did the trick or treat come from?
I got to dig a little deeper on that.
Wow.
Yeah. Very
That's
interesting.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Well, whoever decided to be the first house to give out candy is a genius, and we love you and we thank you for your service and intuition.
The candy companies jumped all over that. They saw like an opportunity
snap.
in the 1950s.
Ugh.
They're like, we should be giving out candy. We need to promote this. So they started doing a lot of marketing and hype towards like giving out
Corporate
candy
America.
on Halloween. And that's how it transitioned into giving out candy.
Traps.
Yep. It's always about money, ain't it?
Leave it to corporate America.
So not surprisingly, but Halloween is the second biggest retail holiday in the U.S. behind only Christmas.
Really?
That wasn't that surprising to me. What else would it be?
Retail holiday. I mean, I guess I would have thought I guess I would have thought Black Friday. Like Thanksgiving.
True. Yeah.
I mean, that seems like a record breaker. But
Yeah.
I guess if you're talking about like the day. Wow.
Yeah, holiday itself, yep.
Interesting.
Halloween is the second largest one. So this is a little dated, but in 2021, Americans spent more than $10.1 billion on Halloween. But you got to think about what a market there is for it. All the decorations and stuff. And
Yeah, tell me about it.
yeah, I mean, people get into it. Smoke machines and giant things. And I would do that.
I have two shelves in my garage. One is dedicated for Halloween. One is Christmas. And then I have a few like Thanksgiving, fall, Easter things.
Yeah.
But those are, especially each year you go bigger. Like you don't want to do the same theme 2 years in a row.
Right.
Like not necessarily. Like you're usually building and changing and
I love a skull.
Sense.
I love a skull and skeletons. I'm always gravitated towards that type of like
I
decor.
love it all.
Feels like it goes with everything.
Mm-hmm.
Spiders, some.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really dig a skull and a skeleton. And Illinois is the top pumpkin producing state.
I think I did know that.
That's pretty much what I have. So you have some things, and this might get a little dark, besties. So
Yes, I have some. It's not necessarily Halloween-y. It's just dark. So it's basically the twisted truth behind nursery rhymes, and then also some children's songs that have questionable backgrounds. So it's just
there's a lot of those the older I
dark.
get. I rewatch some Disney stuff, and I'm like, wow.
So on this list, courtesy of the lineup, is Three Blind Mice. So for those of you who might not know, it's three blind mice, see how they run, see how they run. They all ran after the farmer's wife who cut off their tails with a carving knife. Did you ever see such a thing in your life as three blind mice? So basically, the story behind that is in the 17th century, Britain, Protestants and Catholics, they didn't get along. And there was Queen Mary, aka Bloody Mary, who was known as being like really twisted and dark in her like the way that she murdered the Protestants, and like she didn't just burn people at the stake type stuff, like she was torturing and all of that before, so she was known to be like really gruesome. And so basically they're saying Queen Mary is the farmer's wife, is the theory, but she didn't cut off the tails of three Protestant plotters. She burned them at the stake. Did you ever see such a thing in your life? So a lot of these over time were changed.
Okay, sure. I don't think I've ever heard the whole nursery rhyme until you just said it.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I just like three blind mice, and I literally could not remember anything after that.
Because, I mean, I feel like we just all sang them, like as kids.
I just remember three blind mice. That's all that ever stuck out to
Maggie's
me.
lip syncing, letting everybody else put the work in. So the second one is Rockabye Baby. Rockabye Baby in a treetop. When the wind blows, the cradle will rock. When the bough breaks, the cradle will fall, and down will come baby, cradle and all. So it says, many mothers probably wondering why they're singing their child to sleep with a song about a baby who dies in a tragic accident. There are competing theories against the origin of this ditty. And one is basically, and I've seen this on multiple sites, is that King James II and his queen, they basically were rumored to have basically stolen like a peasant's baby.
Wow.
Smuggled the baby into the birthing room to ensure that they had a Catholic heir. And so when the wind would be basically like it says Protestantism, which basically ended up, it says blowing them away was their downfall. So that's how that song came up.
Okay.
Yeah, super dark stuff. Ring Around the Rosie.
I sing that to my kids.
Do you? I have too, and as an adult, when I was singing it, I was always like, why am I singing about this? This is just not like a good song to sing to my baby, but it is very soothing.
Right.
Ring Around the Rosie. So ring around the rosy, pocket full of posies, ashes, ashes, we all fall down. This one, a lot of people already know. Do you know already about this one? It's basically from the bubonic plague. So basically...
no, I think I've heard that before now that you say that.
Yeah, so in 1665, a quarter of London's population fell dead with the bubonic plague. And it used to cause like a rosy rash. So that's where...
That's wild.
And then pocket full of posies, they would put little sachets to basically mask the smell of death around in the city of London. And then somewhere along the line, there was a nursery rhyme, and kids used to sing it in a circle and then fall down.
I used to play Ring Around the Rosie.
Yeah, we all did.
I've done that with my kids.
Yeah, super dark stuff.
Like in the last few years, actually.
Mary, Mary, quite contrary, how does your garden grow, with silver bells and cockle shells and pretty maids all in a row? So this goes back to Queen Mary, well, aka Bloody Mary.
Damn.
And so basically the top theory is that basically her favorite pastime was killing Protestants. So the silver bells and cockle shells
What a
refer
bitch.
to, yeah, she's pretty
It's her favorite pastime?
ruthless. Yeah, she was definitely like a something. Anyway, so the silver bells and cockle shells refer to instruments of torture, and the pretty maids would be would be that efficient new instrument for cutting off heads, aka the guillotine. Yeah, she was pretty ruthless.
Dang.
London Bridge, I feel like we all know that is when London Bridge actually came falling down. Jack and Jill, this one was a very interesting theory. So Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Jack fell down and broke his crown, and Jill came tumbling after. So the theory is that Jack and Jill were a couple of teens who were shacking up on a hill.
No.
And so there's either Jack fell to his death and Jill was left with this illegitimate baby in that.
Where'd the baby come from?
Well, they're saying that she fell because of having this illegitimate child, like fall from grace.
Okay.
And then there's another theory that Jack falling is Jack basically running away and abandoning her, leaving her pregnant.
Wow.
Yeah.
So this in no way is just being unsafe and tripping and falling. Okay.
There is another one where Jack and Jill, I think I recall seeing, is like they were having an affair and Jack hit his head, or somebody hit Jack in the head with a rock and then killed Jill. And then she fell down.
Where do these things come from?
I don't know.
Wow.
I'm just here to share the news. I'm not here to question it.
Wow.
This one was interesting. Georgie Porgy. So Georgie Porgy, pudding and pie, kissed the girls and made them cry. When the boys came out to play, Georgie Porgy ran away. So I've seen two different theories. One is that Georgie was a player and he was known for SA. And so when guys basically came after him because he was taking advantage of these women, aka making them cry, he ran away.
Wow.
Then
that actually makes sense based on the wording.
But then there's this makes me laugh because I feel like this is a reach, but it's possible. So this one says, the theory holds the rhyme refers to the notorious 17th century Duke of Buckingham, George Villiers, a bisexual pretty boy and social climber. So he used his good looks to sleep his way to the top, seducing both male and female courtiers and even the king.
No.
Which then makes me chuckle when I read it again, when it says Georgie Porgy pudding and pie. Right?
Both of them.
I mean, we're not here to kink shave. Get it how you live, you know what I'm saying? So it just makes me laugh. Yeah, so I mean, who knows? I wasn't there.
I wonder where Porgy came from. Like when I hear
he
Georgie
was known for
Porgy,
being,
I just hear fat guy.
He was obese.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so now I'm gonna go to songs that were not so good. And I don't know if you know any of these, but I'm just gonna go through them.
Go ahead.
So the first one is Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Mo.
Yeah.
So you already know about that song?
No, I'm saying I know the song.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
I meant when I said I don't know if you know about it, I meant
I
like
probably
the history
don't know.
behind
Oh,
it.
I probably don't. I'm just gonna.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna give a blanket no.
Okay. So the words Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Mo, catch an N-word by the toe. If he hollers, let him go. Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Mo. So an alternate version is catch an N-word by his toe. If he hollers, make him pay $20 every day.
What?
So that's the original version of this song.
Wild.
Yeah. And so then all of these songs that I'm reading, they started out, basically they're like all racist. And then over time, were washed to become more socially acceptable.
Yeah, we've made them all cutesy.
I've since, like, I've known about these for quite some time, and I can't tell you how hard it is to not say these things now that I know the origins.
What do you mean, say the real thing that it's supposed
No,
to be?
no.
Oh.
Oh my God, what kind of a monster do you think I am? No.
I just had to clarify. It was the way you phrased it.
You know, when you're with your kids or something, and you're like, eeny,
Oh,
meeny,
yeah.
miny, mo, and now that I know that it has dark origins,
Right.
I don't like to say it, but I've been saying
You, like,
it
caught
since I was
yourself
a
in the
kid.
middle. Yeah, I get
now
it.
that
No.
I know. So it's very difficult to erase this from, like, my life. So basically, the meaning of this song is due back to the slave trade, where slave owners would basically say eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Jimmy Crackcorn, old massa's gone and I'll let him rest. They say all things are for the best, but I'll never forget till the day I die. And then it goes on and on and on. The meaning of the song is about a slave and the death of his master, to the point where they basically are suspecting, there's like an argument where some are saying that he's almost sad for his master. Like,
wait, this is the
Stockholm.
Jimmy Crack Corn and I Don't Care, that song?
Old mass is gone and I'll let him rest for the day. They say all things are for the best, but I'll never forget till the day I die. This is Jimmy Crackcorn.
Okay.
There's more
That's
to
the original
song.
one, yeah.
Yeah, there's no clean version of this. Not all of them have a clean version.
Okay. No, when I think of that, all I hear is Jimmy Crack Corn and I Don't Care. Jimmy Crack Corn
Oh,
and I
you know
Don't
the
Care.
song. So then there is a clean version.
That's it, though. Like, Jimmy Crack Corn and I Don't Care.
Oh.
If there's more to the song, I don't know it.
Yes,
That's why I'm
there's
like,
more.
is this the same
Yes,
thing?
yes.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, they're arguing that some where he's sad for the death of his slave owner, and then some are saying that he's rejoicing. Oh, Susanna, which I feel like we all know. Oh, Susanna, dun 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 dun.
I don't recall.
But you know Jimmy Crackcorn?
I don't.
Oh my God. Okay.
You're like, I think we all know. Like, let's not make that assumption, team.
Okay. Well, oh, Susanna. It rained all night. The day I left, the weather it was dry, the sun hot, I froze to death. So the song is basically making fun of a slave or an African American slave who is portrayed as dumb, that they basically don't, where the person says the weather was dry, the sun's so hot I froze to death, saying that they're so dumb that they don't know that obviously
Wow.
the sun isn't going to make you
Disrespectful.
freeze.
Yeah.
But Oh Susanna is a song that I know I sang in school. Like, you know, where you have music class,
No.
like with the banjo. I don't know. It's like the epitome of like, like
No.
it is like that vibe.
Wow. Okay.
Let's see. My yeah. Oh, and so the biggest one, this one I have to go to YouTube for. This one I didn't even want to like search for, but I didn't have a choice because so the ice cream truck song. Oh, let me not play that because. So basically, the biggest bamboozle of all of the songs is the ice cream song. You know the song that they play on the ice cream trucks?
Well, they play different songs on the ice cream trucks.
Let me see if I can find it. Okay, so this is the song that we know.
YouTube just
We're gonna
won't let
cut.
you be
Yeah,
great.
YouTube is just always there.
Okay.
So that song, and
Do
it
your
also
ears hang
goes.
low?
Yeah, it goes with that. However, the original ice cream song. Let me try to not let this put. So the original name of the ice cream song is N-word Love a Watermelon, ha ha ha.
What?
Yes. You all are gonna have to look this up yourself.
And it's to that tune?
Yes, this is how this is the original ice cream song. What we know is, do your ears hang low? Do they wobble to the floor?
Right.
What we hear on ice cream trucks, that was washed, cleansed, and originally came from N-word, love a watermelon, ha ha ha. Like, kids used to sing this in schools. This is what played from ice cream trucks, or like the mobile ones.
Insane.
And the song, the person, the ice cream man, would basically say, "Come on down, all you N-words, you know you love watermelon."
What?
And get your watermelon flavored ice cream.
So, in this research that you've done, does it provide years in terms of like the washing and the cleansing of
when
this?
the cleansing happened?
Yes.
I did not research that.
Okay.
But it definitely is post-slavery.
Because that's blatant.
Yeah.
No, I mean, like, after Jim Crow, did we just start that's what I wonder.
Yeah, it was cleansed. Like, over time, as things were more integrated, they realized, okay, well, let's clean this up, too.
We can't say this anymore.
Yeah. But, like, a lot of these songs, and the list goes on and on and on. Like, there are so many. I mean, one of the most famous is the Star Spangled Banner. That's been cleansed. We're not singing the whole of it, but there is a huge verse in there, literally about slavery. But a lot of these schools would sing these in their choirs. Like, they have pictures with dates of
That is
and videos,
insane.
like black and white, of schools singing is using the N-word. And one of the ones I couldn't find it this go round. But one was, there's a song about, like, 10 people in the bed, one rolled over and bumped his head, like that kind of thing, like, and then it just goes down the line.
Little monkeys, yeah.
Correct. Guess what the monkeys are? I couldn't remember what it was. 10 little monkey. Yeah. Guess what the monkeys were?
Little black kids?
Yes. And in the original, it's not one fell out and bumped his head, like typically you'd sing it and you'd just go down the counting line. In this one, each monkey has a separate death. So it's one was in a boat and drowned, one was and hang, like, it's so dark.
Wow.
You just have to go down the rabbit hole on your own.
This is intense.
It's a lot.
It's
Like, this is dark. We gotta save this for like the dark time of year, but
yeah. Wow.
But yeah, it's very interesting, the origins of all of those things and how history is just being erased right before our eyes, and also to the point that it's not something that just started now.
Right.
Like, even with the dark nursery rhymes, these things have been changed from the 17th century. Like, it's all been shifted and edited over time, but it just was very interesting, and I highly encourage everybody to go down the rabbit hole and just look at these things.
Well, this was troubling and informative and very insightful.
I'm sorry I ruined some of your childhood.
So thank you for... I mean, things are getting ruined for us day in and day out. Yeah, woo! Wow.
Yeah, just some food for thought.
So, besties, did you know this? I didn't know this. Let us know.
Yeah, and some other ones that you have. And have you tried to wipe this from your life? Like, is it hard for you? Because it's really hard for me. Just...
I'm like, are you singing
songs.
the new version now that you know what it is?
So offensive.
That was on level with eating the paper on the cupcake.
Like, I eat paper from cupcakes?
I gotta stop doing this. Just need clarification, that's all.
All right, besties. Well, thank you so much. Hopefully that wasn't too heavy for you.
A little bit.
Just a little bit.
It's all right. It's okay. Go tuck your kids into bed.
Yeah. Sing them a nursery rhyme. They'll be fine. Or will they? All right, besties. We'll see you in the next episode.
Take
Thanks
care.
For watching. Bye.
I've never heard that Susanna shit. I kept thinking about, oh, Sheila. That's like...